Welcome back. It's Bijon here. For those of you who haven't got a chance to watch my last video discussing the $2,000 stimulus, today we're going to talk about the Fed's new bill that they're about to push that's being voted on today, May 15th. And before I even start anything, I always want to give the disclosure, whether you watch my previous videos or you're listening to anything now, I'm not a financial advisor. Anything you hear from me, it's my opinion, it's what I think, it's what I believe, and you do not have to follow anything that I'm going with. So with that, make sure you tune in, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, watch this video to the end. There's gonna be a lot of good information that I'm about to cover, so make sure that you tune in. Now to start, obviously everybody wants to know, is this new stimulus bill, is it real? Is this actually gonna happen? Are we gonna get more money, right? I want to get more money. You want to get more money too. So, you know, this thing is definitely real. It's definitely something that's going to happen. I think I'm about 50-50. Part of me thinks that they're actually going to push it through. Part of me doesn't think they're going to push it through. So to start, what is it worth, right? How much would the checks be worth? So each individual will receive a stimulus again. So another stimulus on top of the one that you just received for $1,200. Of $1,200 again, with a residual of $600 a week. But instead of it going to July 31st, now it's gonna go all the way to January 2021. So if this was to pass, if this bill was to pass, your stimulus would now go, you would get $600 a week residually till 2021. Now here's the catcher. The catcher is the cap per household is $6,000. So for those of you who've already received a $1,200 stimulus, you get this $1,200, that's $2,400, and then you keep doing the math, $600. You're probably not gonna hit that January 2021 date. So that's how the government gets you. So for those of you who are married couples will receive $2,400 and $1,200 per dependent. So what that means is if you have kids and you're only allowed to get the $1,200 per dependent up to 3 kids, each kid that you have would receive $1,200 instead of the $500 from before. So the checks would phase out at $99,000 for individuals. So those of you who are single, not married, single being and not married, and you make up to $99,000, you would receive this second round of stimulus. As well for married couples, combined income of $198,000, as long as you're under that threshold or at it, you will receive this second round of stimulus. Now this is super amazing because it puts money into the hands of people who need it the most. With bills coming in and there's no end date, you know, no one's talking about relief, this would be pretty amazing. Now word on the street is that also if you're a dependent, this would also cut about $10,000 of your student loan debt. Yes! I think that's a game changer. I mean, relief of $10K is huge. I mean, for a lot of students, you know, that's about, you know, 10 months of payments. So say you pay $1,000 a month, which is about the average for student loans. For typical out-of-state students, that's a big deal, right? That's a really big deal. So we all hope that actually happens. Now, let's talk about dependents, right? What about dependents? Unlike the first round of checks, all dependents will be eligible for the additional credit. So not just those of you who are under the age of 17. Okay, so like we explained before, in the first round of stimulus checks, you received $500. Now you're receiving $1,200. So obviously an increase in income, which is great. This is great for all the college kids. This is a win for all of us, and a win for you as well. For those of you who are dependents and your parents still file taxes for you. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about what's different about this bill, right? What's different about this bill in comparison to the other 1,000 bills that have been proposed that they're actually voting on right now. So the legislation doesn't require recipients to have a social security number to be eligible. In the past stimulus bill that was passed where everyone received $1,200, you had to have a social security number or TIN, which is a tax identification number, in order for you to receive the stimulus. For this stimulus bill, pretty much anyone who's in the United States would receive a stimulus bill if they meet the qualifications of income. Now, as you're probably thinking, there's no way in hell that's gonna pass with that specification. And I'm with you. I just don't see it happening. There's no way you could give every single person in the United States of America, whether illegal or not, or whatever the case may be, whatever underlying thing that may be, a stimulus just because, right? I don't see that happening. With that being said, I don't know if this passes through. With unemployment rates at 14%, the government has to do something. Either open up the states, which you start seeing, a lot of states moving into phase 1, phase 2, hopefully phase 3, where business will be quote unquote something like normal, at least at about 50% capacity. But something has to happen, and something has to happen now. Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode. Just wanted to give you guys an update. Please like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check out my last video that's in the comment box for those of you who haven't got a chance to see it. Shout out to Cheap Home Goods. They hook it up with the hand sanitizer, the mops, all the cleaning solutions delivered to your house contact free, so no one physically touching you. Thanks once again. I'm out.